This is the future of classic cars. It's the future of your old car that you loved when you were a kid growing up and you thought, yeah, that thing was cool, but actually it sucked. And am I really going to buy some 1970s, 1960s, 1980s old bomb now? Well, yeah, maybe you would. If you knew, you could turn it into an incredibly beautiful driving, modern resto mod electric car.
Obviously, they've got a cover that goes all the way across that.
Yep.
So there's three of them.
It's like having an old classic car that drives like a new one, emits no fumes, and it's actually fast. The weight is all in the bottom of the car. You can have the perfect 50-50 weight distribution. If only I had known just how affordable it actually is. And when you consider the affordability today, have a think of what the affordability will be in 10 years' time when there's electric cars at your local wreckers or just sitting there waiting for someone to come along.
Finish the trim on the car. This car's drives beautifully.
Yeah.
We're about to finish the upholstery, Piper 9 motor, charger, DC to DC.
And use all those parts to turn your old classic car or an old classic car into a beautiful new electric one. At Fully Charged Live, I met a guy who's doing exactly that. And it got me thinking, I'd love to do this to a classic car. Would you? I mean, do you have a car that you grew up with when you were a kid where you thought, yeah, it was my first car? I'd love to have a better version of that. Like maybe I could even buy the same car, the same model, the same color, everything else, and have a beautiful new modern feeling car that looks like the old car you had when you were a kid. If it was affordable, if it cost, say, $20,000-$30,000 US, would you do it? I think there's a lot of people who would. Here's my interview with a man who is doing this for a price that, well, most people could actually afford. Hey guys, I'm here with the man from Electrogusto, Nick, and he does electric car conversions. We've got all these vehicles he's converted. You know what? The future of classic cars, in my opinion, sacrilege. That's what the petrol car lovers.
Yep.
But a lot of them are doing it. A lot of people are spending, big money doing things like the Porsche Singer.
Yes. Yep.
Huge demand, years of demand for those cars.
Yes.
And people are converting, 1950s, 1960s cars to electric, making them, in my opinion, just way better.
Yes.
Would you say they're better?
Yeah, they're way better. And I think, look, I've got an old Porsche as well, and one day that will be electric. Because I think that at the moment, a lot of people say it's sacrilege, it's a 1968 911T. But one day, we were laughing the other day that it'll be like smoking. When you see someone smoking, you're like, get out of here, get out of here.
I've said that on my channel like 10 times.
Oh, have you really? There you go. We're like-minded. Because one day there'll be someone, my wife's a naturopath, so every time I set up those petrol cars, she's like, oh, get out, it's toxic.
Mate, yeah, it is.
So one day we'll all have to do it.
Tell the viewers about your history, what got you into this.
Yeah, so
what your company and that sort of thing.
All right, so our company's called Electrogusto. We're here in New South Wales. We're doing classic conversions like this beautiful Type 3 square back here. We're doing an old Citroen, an H5 van at the moment. We're doing a Fiat Topolino. We've got some 80s G-Wagon, Mercedes G-Wagon.
You've got quite a bit of van, it sounds like.
So yes. But these things take a lot of time. But we're like a tailor-made suit. So we get a customer's car, look at weight distribution, what kind of batteries, what kind of motors, work with the customer about range, what colour do they want the car, and all that sort of stuff.
So you can actually make the weight distribution way better than what it was. Weight distribution way better than what it originally was, because you don't have an heavy engine in the front.
Correct.
You're equaling out the weight.
Correct.
Probably making your driving experience way better.
I met a gentleman that used to drive one of these when it was petrol.
Yeah.
He used to drive around with a bag of cement in the front because they don't have much steering in the front, right?
Yeah.
So now this car drives beautifully because you've got 3 Tesla batteries in the front.
You're using Tesla batteries and Tesla motors.
This one's got a Hyper 9 motor in it, but Tesla batteries. But
why Tesla batteries?
They're beautiful batteries. They're great.
Yeah, they guys, beautiful batteries.
And they fit.
I agree.
They're beautiful.
I'm with you.
But they fit beautifully in this car, so I can show you the fit.
Yeah.
Let's work together. So we've actually been embedded down in the
Have a look in here. you know, they fit so beautifully. Obviously, they've got a cover that goes all the way across that.
Yep.
So there's 3 of them there, and then I'll show you around the back where the business end is.
I'm guessing you do it different for every car. You have a different solution.
The joy of it is problem solving. It's bespoke. So you can see that'll obviously be covered up. Those batteries will be covered up when we do finish the trim on the car. This car's drives beautifully. We're about to finish the upholstery, Hyper 9 motor, charger, DC to DC, motor controller. So for me too, it's about hiding a bit of the technology. We've got all of our screens are hidden in the glove box, and I've got a button that you can push that automatically opens the glove box door.
So if you just wanted to, like, that's a really cool feature.
Yep.
But if you just wanted to convert your car from gas to electric, something like this, without adding in those extra cool features, I would love it.
Yes.
What would be an approximate price?
So we start a ballpark of about $60,000 to $80,000.
That's actually good, because I've heard GM has a kit for like $50,000 US.
Yeah,
that's actually more than that already.
Yeah, I think, you know,
without even putting it in.
Yes. Yeah. So we're doing, I suppose at this moment in time, when customers come to us, we're doing it cheaper. We're not making a lot of money, but we're building our brand here in New South Wales. And, you know, and as we go and do more cars, the prices will go up. But that amount of money pays the mortgage, pays the rent. It pays wages, pays the rent. It keeps us going, and, you know, we're loving it.
I love what you're doing, and this is the future, in my opinion, of classic cars. Even though a lot of people don't agree, I agree. I think it is. Love what you're doing, man. So good to meet you.
Thank you.
And hey, you know what? I hope that we get lots of views on this video.
Thank you.
Because really, you know, all of these cars, they're so passionate.
They've got a soul. They've got a soul. They've got a soul.
Yeah.
And I think everybody, it's amazing, the people that come in with their cars for us to do, there is a real connection. You know, whether it's their grandmother had it, or they grew up with it, was the car that they had was their first car and they only want to do it. They really have a soul.
I think electric cars will be banned eventually.
Yes,
so this will probably be the only choice. It'll be like,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's the future. Thank you, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Good on you, man.
Take care.
Pleasure.
Thank you.